Bum bum bum. Post-operation excerpt. The point spider. It took me longer than it should have to realize one simple truth. Humanity has a blind spot and holding in it are linked nightmares. It was 3 in the morning. It was quiet 3 except for the cold wind. On the moon it light the sky granting the mountains a blanket of darkness that would have been wholly pure if not for my once headlights and the dim star above. I shivered, then retrieved my black coat and struggled it along with a black woolen hat, the seal of the United States Fish and Wildlife Service was vaguely visible on the driver door. I opened the back of the van and began to prepare the equipment, organized the refuse by slipping on the black utility harness over my coat and fitting a striped headlamp over the woolen hat. After that, I opened a long, hard-sided case to reveal the M1110. I had been assured its silhouette was marred by bulky night vision scope and attached bebot. I took their magazines, inserted one into the rifle, then slung it over my shoulder. I shivered again, but not from the cold. The service had chosen to see me a military sniper rifle and accessories that easily must have cost them somewhere near $80. They knew something and had chosen to withhold it for me. I checked my side holster, felt the familiar grip of my revolver. Outside of the range, the zinc had never been fired. I planned to keep the way, especially tonight. I adjusted my harness and the rifle sling, then shoulder head on the black backpack. They contained a lot first aid and some necessary survival supplies, plus a pair of night vision binoculars. After that came radio setup. Attached to my backpack was a small mountback UHF radio. I extended its antenna, connected my headset and clicked it on. I watched the display and heard the audio feedback as the crypto cycled. I double-checked the frequency I had notated on my phone, then programmed it into the mountback, pressing a PTT button on the headset associated by Field 4. This is SAP. Comms check over. I physically passed. SAP Field 4. Lima Charlie hove me over. I said, hearing the operator. At least the junkie SATCOM was working. Pa, Field 4, SAP Lima Charlie, I replied. I'm about to head out, can you see me over? A few more seconds. Sub, Pa, Field 4, we got you. You good to head out, we're scanning the area and we'll let you know if we see anything interesting over. Pa, Field 4, Sub, Roger, I'll be standing by on the channel over. I didn't wait for another response. I grabbed the straps of my harness, struggled it round till it was comfortable, then did the same with the backpack. I turned on my headlamp, cycled through it until it was a dim red that just barely made the ground navigable. Finally put on the rifle's scope and released the bolt to chamber around. Time to go. I had taken the van to a tourist spot, closed and empty at this time of night and this day of the week, called Hurricane Ridge. The plan from here was to descend directly south to head deeper into the Olympic National Park. They generally keep a higher altitude as I and a service invisible UAV kept years on the spines that grew thick down at the valley's roots. I reminded myself that this was a reconnaissance operation. There was the obligation or orders that required me to pause or otherwise to go beyond normal levels of risk. That business would come later, but not tonight. We without a real team. It was a steep step, so I mostly started with back with decided truth, the darkness. Out there it was mostly slow going, it was particularly blind. My only plan was to keep away from the woods, stay on harsh ground, and really on the operations department to keep a watchful eye through the URV field force up. I say, hopping from the mossy boulder to another sub field for nothing yet. I know I was breaking comes good practice without the callouts, but it was very doubtful that anyone else would be on this channel, this frequency, and especially set up with the right crypto. No, the pressure clearly didn't care too much either. Nothing on the visible spectrum. We got them there on the infrared, maybe half a mile from you, but that's it. Alright, I can really see shit out here, so I'm counting on you guys. We got it covered. It kept nagging at me as I moved through the raw steppe terrain. These fair shit orders at the service seemed to bore brother less and less to convincing me otherwise. I was stuck out there middle of the night, alone again, essentially totally blind and tasked with staying unnoticed, keeping a detailed report and not using lethal force unless absolutely necessary. There was really only the reason they had sent me out there. I was going epic, or worse, bait. My radio crypto break sparkled into my ears. Sub field for sub. I answered back. We're going to need you to check in every 10 minutes. That was in the prep. Had anything chanted? No, it was passed down from Ops herself? No, Dusty Ops herself. Roger that. I could feel my nerves standing on end. The falls at Washington DC were involved. Christ, why was I out here alone? Returning to the field officers after an operation always started with the same routine, a complete quarantine from human contact, no for no less than 2 days. During the quarantine, I would be subject to complete physical, radiological, and physiological testing, typically conducted by a team who buried themselves from me via hazmat PPE. They shoot me up with countless preventive antibiotic cocktails and put me on a new vacation scheduled to take place over the next months. At truth, I understood fully why the precautions were taken, but now out were walking along a deer trail on the steep edge of a mountainside. I realized that the precautions weren't just for safety. It was good old-fashioned data collection, and oh, well, I was a net meant to absorb any and all effects of our specimens, and that might be the only reason I was sent here. But I kept walking deeper and deeper into the dark. The radio script break rapid me out attention. Sub field 4, check in please. Yeah, I'm here. We need to know how you're feeling. Fine. Stress? Anxiety? I don't know. I said nothing abnormal on considering the circumstance on out of 5 I guessed. The operator didn't answer. Minutes passed. I felt rain begin, and to patter on my jacket droplets appeared disparate through the bad beam of my headlamp. I was moving. Southwest, 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 the operator said. His tone was urgent, and immediately I felt my muscles shock into action. I dropped it to one knee and raised the rifle on my shoulder. With my free arm, I brushed my first strapped compass beneath my headlamp. Red light blinking. 232, 232 from your position. Moving west, said the operator. Confirm visual. I repositioned myself to face the bearing. I was facing almost perpendicular to the hillside. I flipped off the red headlamp and began scanning through the night vision scope. I heard before I saw it the limbs bending and scratching, something tearing through the grass at the bottom of the valley. Something hook. Following the sound, there it was. It was the largest particular creature I had ever seen. The vault had been almost monolithic. It had been moving at such speed through the valley canopy. As far as could tell, it wasn't touching the ground, simply moving through the trees, propelled by long legs, making out the silhouette was impossible in the darkness. But Grist, it was larger than a school bus, and its legs streamed countless, one as long as the Douglas Fierce trunks. It swarmed through. Do you have a visual operator? Haven't it? I fumbled with the PTT button. Oh yes, shit, I fucking see it. But spotted bearing 2 for 1 now. It's moving west and away from me. Moving, I don't know, over 20 miles per hour. Hold on, I'm deploying the skunk. I dropped the rifle and flipped the helmet on. I shrugged off my backpack and retrieved the 40mm launcher. Setting it on the rock beside, I dug into the backpack again and found a can-sized metal cylinder. I broke open the launcher, loaded the cylinder, closed the launcher, and aimed for the bottom. It's a hillside below me. Part of me wanted the thing to run off, to escape. The rest of wanted chance to study it. To prove I was just some useless guinea pig. Still, I could have aimed the damn thing a bit farther. I pulled the trigger on, still wasn't prepared over the loud pop as the projectile vanished into the darkness. On impact, I could almost immediately smell to the lab constructed plethora of decay and rot, despite the device having landed around 30 feet away the truth of the valley. I installed nose plugs and slipped on the basic filtered mask before it got unbearable. As the device pumped out the hellish gas, I shouldered the rifle again, began scanning for the peripheral. I pressed the PTT button. I had speaked over the mask. Field 4, this was see where default negative. As soon as you shoot on the skunk, you see what disappeared beneath the tree stumps. Infrared nozzle. That really wasn't good in my experience. Some flak from infrared wasn't usually a trait of prey animals. Truth, it was like peripherals usually were prey animals anyway. At first it was hardly noticeable over my breathing, ringing in my ears slowly became more intense. Ears, the ringing. I sat over the radio with the local. I think so. It's getting worse. Any other symptoms? No. Check your counter. Jaeger counter is scared. Good God, the ringing. The strips. Fuck, I'd have the put rifle down. But the only use I was going to get out of the damn thing was the scope. No way, some measly 762 rounds. Were going to be any help against the fucking peripheral. And to think I actually went into this operation believing the service was overpowered. I set the rifle down and dug out my chamber, gained a kit from my harness. Nerve against negative, blood against negative, blister against negative. I was testing for chlorine when the ringing became unbearable. Fuck, I moaned. Sub, puff, field 4. My vision was blurring. I dropped the testing kit. Were my ears blinding? I could tell. I pressed the PTT button. The ringing, I could continue. I ripped off the radio headset and pressed my hands into my ears. The ringing had evolved into screeching, horrid, unending, merciless screeching like an animal was being tortured within my own skull. I vaguely heard the radio operator yelling from where I dropped the headset sub. The rest was inaudible, drowned out by the cold for second clearing my head. Before long I was the ground, lying in fetal position. Some instinctive muscle must have kicked in because I was holding my lower finger on the trigger. It felt like the surround I was changing. It physically gave my head in. At some back, a lay part of my mind knew that the ringing was real. It was. I should have gone deep by now. My eardrums should have already ruptured. My hand holding the revolver was twitching, my arm out of control, and I then, blinding light, it floated over the forest, backing every surface with entral white light. I saw the smoke that gently wavered around it. I flared. It was flared, dropped by the UAV, lighting up the entire mountainside, turning my surroundings into an airy white, contrasting against the black sky above. And there was the barrier even corroded under that white light. I could make out very lightly detail as it motionless at the trees lying just below me. Could have been more than 50 meters away. The legs, the warrant, the length of the trunks, in actuality they stretched into the terrace like endless black veins intertwined with the pines. Did the pattern have a face? Could tell, but something about its posture, something made me know that it was looking at me. It had been looking at me for God knows how long. Then it was gone. After the quarantine I got full RAM debrief. Ops was on the call from DC. Silent truth, the whole thing. The zoology department had coded it Vertical Delta Omega 1, dubbed it the pine spider, and were confident in claiming that it was a brand new type, a very well a new North American cryptid, as if we did have enough or Canadian counterparts were notified due to its proximity to the border, but the service believed it was localized the Olympic National Park. A lot more information would have to be gathered, but Zoo believed it was typical canine behavior and was not showing six sentience. On the screen where Zoo was showing his department's observation, he flipped to a still image. It was of me curled up on the hillside. As I looked at it, comprehended it, inhaled a snaky breeze. "Sol," he said, "you reported noise that become more and more intense as assumedly Delta Omega 1 got closer to your position. You also reported that you drew your position during the physiological attack." I nodded, unable to speak, and started at the black-white image on the screen. "As you can see, it's bank as seemed based on this image that the ringing you heard was only the first stage in two-stage attack. Per post-op medical screening, you have not ever had suicidal intentions, correct?" I nodded again. "No one said anything else." The image of me curled up that grassy rocky mountainside, pressing the revolver to the side of my own head, spoke for itself.